So in today's session, we'll take sports performance nutrition. It's chapter 41, page number 524. Those who have the textbook, page number 524. If anyone is joining late, please help them out with the page numbers. So sports and performance nutrition, it is based on the guidelines that produces and gives and also maintains the requirements, food and dietary requirements for a necessary health, growth, and physical performance of athletes. Okay, nutrients, vitamins, minerals, other supplements as well. Okay, macronutrients as well. What is required for athletes to perform well? Okay, to make the best use of the nutrients. That is what we call as sports nutrition. So sports nutrition, it is defined as the study and practice of nutrition and diet as it relates to athletic performance. Okay. Based on the athletic performance, what kind of nutrition and diet you will give. That is what we call as sports nutrition. So everyday healthy eating on a daily basis plus good sports nutrition, because you will require adequate topping up nutritive agents for a good performance. Okay. So that will give the results that is required. Usually people go after a high protein diet, but when it comes to athletes, they are supposed to have a high carbohydrate diet, not protein diet, because carbohydrates are the primary fuel that your body requires to produce energy and to be energetic. If athletes don't have energy, they cannot perform well. So coming to the different areas of nutrition, first is carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are the main dietary component. They are the predominant energy source for strength training. Okay. So high carbohydrate diet is required for people who are doing strength training, endurance training, etc. Okay. At least 500 to 600 per day, gram per day is required for muscle glycogen stores for high performing athletes. For high performing athletes, this is the requirement. 500 to 600 grams of carbohydrates per day. There are different types of carbohydrates, okay? Fructose that is found in fruits, galactose found in milk products, maltose found in vegetables, beer, complex carbohydrates found in starchy food like legumes, starchy vegetables, whole grains. Simple carbohydrates, usually the food that contain more vitamins and minerals, they have naturally simple carbohydrates, fruits, milk products, vegetables. Refined sugars, they are just sugars with empty calories. They are called empty calories because they don't have any nutritive value. Okay, they just give calories. Too much of carbohydrates can lead to weight gain, obesity. Not getting enough carbohydrates can also cause lack of calories, that is malnutrition. 8 gram per kg body weight, that if you want to calculate for an athlete how much carbohydrate they require, 8 gram of carbohydrate per kg body weight. Whatever the answer is, the amount of carbohydrates per gram per day they have to consume. Okay, but this is usually for high endurance training athletes. Based on your exercise intensity, okay, you can follow this table. This table is not given in the textbook. You can take a screenshot of it. Okay. So if you are doing a low intensity exercise, 3 to 5 grams of carbohydrates per kg per day is enough. If you have moderate intensity exercise, at least 1 hour of exercise on a daily basis, if you are doing 5 to 7 gram of carbohydrates per kg is required. If you're doing high intensity exercise, competitive endurance training, okay, which lasts more than 1 hour per day, at least 1 to 3 hours of high intensity training you're doing on a daily basis, then 6 to 10 grams of carbohydrates per kg body weight per day is required. And if you're doing very high intensity exercise, okay, 4 to 5 hours of exercises you do, okay, high intensity training has been done, weight training and all. Okay, then in that case, 8 to 12 grams of carbohydrates per kg per day is required. So based on different intensity of exercises, the different kind of lifestyles you need, the requirement of carbohydrates based on your body weight per day differs. Next comes to protein. So protein are also organic components, which means they also have carbon content. Okay. So different types of protein are just different chain structures of amino acids. Okay. Proteins break down into amino acids. Amino acids will produce more different types of protein. That is how this protein cycle happens in your body. Okay. So protein is basically the building material for your muscles tissue. Okay. For your body. Every cell of your body, human body has protein. And the major part of protein is your skin, muscle, organ, glands. Okay. And protein is also found in the body fluids except for bile and urine. Okay. Urine also should not have protein. Bile also should not have protein. Apart from that, all the body fluids will have protein. Okay. So protein requirements also should be met. Especially complete proteins are the best type of proteins you can have. Complete proteins have all the essential amino acids. There are about 10 essential amino acids. So any protein source that has all these 10 essential amino acids, they are called complete proteins. Incomplete protein will lack one or more essential amino acids. If you are a vegetarian, if you combine different types of plant protein, okay, you will get enough amount of protein. Okay. So when it comes to athletes, okay, at least 0.6 to 0.8 gram per pound or 1.8 gram of protein per kg body weight is required, okay, for strength athletes, endurance athletes. Okay, 1.8 gram of protein per kg body weight. Okay, on an average basis, if you see a 70 kg man, okay, if they have a sedentary lifestyle, 56 gram is enough. Okay, if they have endurance training, Okay, 84 to 98 grams of protein per day is enough. If they are strength training or speed training, then it is the highest requirement. At least 120 grams of protein per day is required. So based on your types of training, types of physical movement on a daily basis, protein requirements change. And a very high protein diet can also put a strain on your kidneys. To fulfill your protein requirement, if you're consuming a diet that is high in meat, that can increase your cholesterol levels and other diseases like gout and all. Okay. So overconsumption of protein should be avoided. Then coming to fat, fat is also an essential organic component that your body requires to be healthy. At least 30% of your total calories should come from fat. Okay, remaining can come from carbohydrates and protein. 15% from protein, and the remaining 65% can come from 60%, at least 60% can come from carbohydrates. And that too, especially unsaturated fatty acid. Okay, not saturated, unsaturated fatty acid should give majority of the energy. So fat have this combination of saturated fats and unsaturated fats. Saturated fats, they have low density lipids, okay, LDL. LDL is called as bad cholesterol, okay, because they can stack upon each other and cause blockages. Okay, that is why that we call them bad cholesterol. And food that have saturated fats are eggs, butter, cheese, whole milk, ice cream, fatty meats. Okay. In vegetable oil, coconut oil, palm kernel oil, okay, they have saturated fats. Unsaturated fat, there are two types, monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat. Okay. So they have HDL. They can lower your blood cholesterol levels if they are used in place of saturated fats. But still they have calories, so don't overconsume. You still have to limit it. Even though they are good fat, doesn't mean you have to overconsume. You have to limit them. Vegetable oils, all vegetable oils have unsaturated fat except for coconut and palm oil. Monounsaturated fat can be found in olive oils, canola oils, avocados, nuts, any nut butters. Okay, polyunsaturated fats can be found in safflower oil, sunflower oil, flaxseed oil, soybean oil, corn oil. Okay, then trans fatty acid is unhealthy. Okay, they can also reduce your good cholesterol. Okay, and trans fatty acid is found in all commercially baked food like donuts, cookies, fast food, processed food. Okay, they all have trans fatty acid. Omega 3 and omega 6 are essential fatty acids. They are not required, they are not supposed to be consumed for energy purpose. Okay, they have other functional benefits to your body. So fat consumption, even for athletes, how much ever endurance training you may be doing, it should not be more than 50 gram of fat on a daily basis. You should never cross that limit. Then you have fiber. Fiber is the substance, is a carbohydrate that cannot be digested by your body. Okay. And the dietary fiber is found in fruits, vegetables, tubers, grains, etc. They are very healthy for your body. Okay. They are also called as roughage or bulk. Dietary fiber will add that bulk to your diet. It will make you feel full faster and avoid overeating, thus controlling your weight. It helps in digestion. It prevents constipation. And fiber-rich diet is also used in the treatment of certain GI diseases like diverticulosis, diabetes, heart diseases, prevention of colon cancer. And there are two forms of fiber, soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber, it will attract water, it will also dissolve in water, and it will turn into a gel kind of a consistency during digestion. Okay. And it is slow in digestion. It helps with constipation and diarrhea, people who suffer from constipation. And it can reduce your cholesterol and prevent heart diseases. Insoluble fiber, it is also found in food that is usually multigrains. It usually traps and hold on to water pulled from intestine, and it also helps with constipation. It is not dissolving. Okay. It can trap water. It will not dissolve in water. Soluble fiber can dissolve in water. Okay. And soluble fiber will speed up the passage of food through your stomach and intestine. And it also adds bulk to your stool. Okay. To your feces. So the examples of soluble fiber and insoluble fiber you can see on the screen. You can take a screenshot. Later you can use it. If you are eating a large amount of fiber for a short period of time, it can cause gas as well, intestinal gas, bloating, abdominal cramps. Adding fiber gradually to the diet is considered more healthy. And if you are consuming too much of fiber, that can reduce the absorption of nutrients from food. On an average, it is recommended that 20 to 35 grams of fiber you should have on an average. Your fiber intake should not be more than 60 gram per day. Okay. Otherwise, it will mess up with nutrient absorption. Next is adequate fluid intake for athletes. So water is also very important for athletes. Okay. It helps in transporting the nutrients from your body from one part to another part, taking care of waste products. Okay. Lubricating your joints and tissues, regulating the temperature of your body through sweating, helps in digestion. So these all are the important role of water. Okay. And even in exercise, proper hydration is very important. Otherwise, it will lead to dehydration and performance fatigue. So athletes, how can they make sure that their fluid intake is adequate? First, they have to monitor the amount of urine output as well as the color of urine. Okay. A large amount of light color urine, diluted urine, means you are hydrated enough. If the urine is very concentrated, Okay, and it is very dark yellow in color, it means you are dehydrated. Okay, weighing yourself before and after exercise, because any weight loss uh, before you exercise and after you exercise, there is a change in your weight. If there is a weight loss, it means fluid loss. Okay, so you have to drink enough to replenish those uh, fluid loss. And if there is weight gain when you exercise before and after, okay, there is a weight gain after exercise, it means you're drinking more than what you require. Things that affect fluid loss: high altitude, that is, if you are working out in hilly regions, mountainous region, okay, the increase in altitude will increase your fluid loss as well. You will be more thirsty. Temperature: exercising in the in heat or in hot temperature, you will lose more water through sweating. And when you exercise in cold temperature, you will not sweat a lot, okay, but it can impair the ability to recognize fluid loss in you. So in both cases, you have to hydrate yourself. Then sweating, some athletes, they sweat more than others. Okay, so if you are sweating a lot, if you have any thyroid issues also, you will sweat a lot as compared to others. So you may be dehydrated. Exercise duration and intensity. Exercising for hours, like endurance sports, you have to drink water more frequently, and more water has to be drunk by you, and more the frequency of drinking water should also be more, otherwise you will get dehydrated. If your exercise duration is less and it is low intensity exercise, you don't have to frequently drink water. So here you can see when you should hydrate yourself and how to hydrate. Before you exercise, you have to weight yourself. You have to weigh yourself, see what your kg is. Okay. After your workout, again, you have to weight yourself. Okay. See what kg is. Okay. It should be more or less the same. Not much difference should be there. If there is at least 100-200 gram difference, which means you have lost some water in dehydration. You have to hydrate yourself. Okay, how much weight you have lost, if it is 200 gram, convert 200 gram into milliliters. That much water you have to replenish. Okay. There is a formula also for that we used to teach in sports nutrition class. There is a formula to calculate how much water you have to drink after exercise, during exercise and all. So you can see this chart. It is the color of the urine. Okay. If your urine color is between 1, 2, and 3, it means, and 4 as well, you are hydrated. Okay. If it turns to 5, 6, 7, you are dehydrated. 7 and 8, severely dehydrated. Okay. So before exercise, before you start your exercise, hydrate yourself well. Okay. Urine should be at least 1 to 3 on the chart, and keep water with you always to remind you to drink. During exercise, okay, when you begin hydrated, then drink to thirst. Okay. And whenever you feel thirsty, drink. And also include electrolyte drinks during any endurance training sessions. Okay, because when you sweat, you are losing the electrolytes as well. So to replenish that. Flavored drinks will encourage you to drink more. Some sports drinks are there which are flavored. It will encourage you to drink more and more. Okay. After the exercise, you have to rehydrate. You can see here how much liter of water you have to drink. 1.5 into weight that you have lost in training. Okay. Weight gain means you are drinking more. Weight lost which means you are under dehydration. Okay. Before exercise, you were, let's say, 65.7 kilograms. After exercise, you are 65.3 kilograms. So there is a difference of around 400 grams. Okay. So 1.5 multiplied by 400. Whatever you get, that much liter water you have to drink. And drink this liters at the rate of 750 liter per hour. And it's not just water. You can drink milk, okay, any recovery drinks, smoothies, fruit juices, soup, broth, okay, these all are included in rehydration. Coming to sports drinks, energy bars, protein bars, these all are helpful. Okay. If the exercise is more than 1 hour, these all supplements are helpful. When it comes to sports drinks, there are three different types of sports drinks: hypertonic, isotonic, and hypotonic. Okay. Uh, Hypertonic, it is not that good for hydration. It is usually used when you have lost a lot of electrolytes. Okay. So if you have lost a lot of electrolytes, if you're lost a lot of glucose, okay, you need a glucose fit for yourself. Okay. Like when you are cycling for long hours, you're marathon runners and all, you can't stop in the middle to eat. Okay. You can't eat and run. So in that case, hypertonic solution will be helpful. Okay. It gives you glucose as well, carbohydrates as well. It is very sweet in taste. Then you have isotonic. It is also good for hydration, and also it gives you some amount of carbohydrates. It is balanced. In between, if you need hydration and electrolytes, isotonic solutions can be taken in between your endurance training and all. Hypotonic, very less carbohydrates and salt content. It is usually used for hydration, not to give you energy. Okay. These are the different types of sports drinks available, three different types. Your health coach or whoever is your sports coach, they will guide you how to use the sports drinks. And you can make your own sport drink as well. Okay, make an isotonic sport drink. Take 3 cups of water, 1 cup of juice, any juice. Okay, add half a cup of lemon juice, half teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoon of honey or any sweetener. Okay, so per 600 ml will give you 150 kilocalories, 500 mg of sodium, 330 mg of potassium. Okay, this is how you can make your own sports drink at home. Sodium. The best source of sodium is your table salt. Other vegetables like milk, beetroot, celery, they also contain sodium naturally. Depending on the source of water, drinking water also contains sodium. And sodium in different forms is added to different food also. Monosodium glutamate, that is MSG, used in Chinese cooking. Sodium nitrate, so sodium saccharine, then baking soda, that is sodium bicarbonate. Okay, these are used in cooking, which can also add the sodium content of your food. Sodium benzoate. A healthy adult should have just 1 teaspoon of salt on a daily basis. That is 2300 mg of salt per day. But if you have blood pressure issues, high blood pressure issues, 1500 grams per day is enough. Okay. Coming to iron requirements, iron deficiency is also very common in athletes, especially in women athletes. Okay. Women athletes are often deficient in iron or anemic, and iron is very important for athletic performance as well because it helps you to carry oxygen to your cells, and then energy can be produced. Iron is also required to maintain a healthy immune system. And if you don't have enough iron, you will get a lot of infections, which will harm your performance as well. How do you get iron through food? There are two types of iron, heme iron, non-heme iron. So heme iron, it is found in animal-based food. It is well absorbed in your body. Okay, so the heme iron food is all your meat, red meat, fish, oysters, eggs. Okay, these all are good sources of iron. Non-heme iron is usually plant-based. Okay, not well, it's not that well absorbed in the body. Tofu, green leafy vegetables, legumes, chocolates, nuts, raisins, dates. Okay, these all are good sources of iron, non-heme iron. There are certain foods that help iron absorption, like vitamin C and beta carotene in your food. Okay, it can help and increase the iron absorption. So when you eat iron rich food with some vitamin C rich food, beta carotene rich food, beta carotene is a plant based vitamin A. Okay, all yellow, orange colored foods, yellow, orange, red. Okay, these colored foods have beta carotene. Okay, all fruits, citrus fruits have, and vegetables, fresh vegetables have vitamin C. They help in iron absorption. Foods that inhibit iron absorption, calcium rich food, calcium and ions are competing for absorption with each other. Okay, phytate in the food. Okay, like legumes, nuts, they have phytates. Okay, legumes and all, if you are soaking well them in water, the phytates will go. Coffee and tea that has caffeine, okay, that will also inhibit the iron absorption. Male athletes will require 18 microgram iron per day. Female athletes require 18 micrograms iron per day. 10 microgram difference is there. Additional 1.1 to 2 microgram is required for their increased requirement. So around 20 for females, 10 for males. Vegetarians and vegans will require more iron because plant sources are not a good source of iron as compared to non-vegetarian sources. Okay, so female athletes by the total of this, if they are vegans or vegetarians, female athletes will require 32.4 microgram of iron per day. Male athletes will require 14.5 microgram of iron per day. Iron supplements are also helpful. They are also a very good way to meet your iron requirements. In certain situations where your food alone is not sufficient, and if you're avoiding meat and your iron stores are low, in that case, iron from in the form of iron supplements can help you. around your exercise time, don't consume any iron supplements. Then calcium, 1000 mg per day is the requirement for athletes. And athletes who are strict vegetarians should take a multivitamin to prevent calcium deficiency or vitamin D deficiency. So these are the sources of calcium, animal products and plant products. Cheese, you can see each 25 gram, 100 gram, how much calcium you will get. So that 1000 microgram per day can be met. Okay. So cheese, sardines, casein protein, that is whey protein powder, cottage cheese, yogurt, skim milk. Okay. These all are good sources of calcium. The best source is casein protein. You can see it has 528 microgram of calcium for every 30 gram. Okay. Then plant-based products, poppy seeds, red lentils, tofu, almond, chickpeas, dried figs, sesame seeds, chia seeds. These all are good sources of calcium. Okay. Coming to vitamin content. So multivitamins can also be taken by athletes to fulfill their vitamin requirement. But don't over consume vitamins. Otherwise, it could lead to hypervitaminosis or toxicity. Vitamin A, vitamin D, they are fat soluble. Okay. Vitamin A should not be more than 5,000 international units. Vitamin D, at least 400 international units on a daily basis is required. They don't help you increase the performance. There is no study for that. Vitamin E and K, another fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin E, 15 to 100 international units is enough. Vitamin K, men will have higher requirement as compared to women. Vitamin C, 90 to 1000 microgram based on the sweat that you make, because in sweat and in urine, vitamin C is lost. The more you sweat, the more vitamin C you will require. Then vitamin B6, 1.3 to 100 microgram. Okay, all the vitamin B complexes they have mentioned here. You can follow that. Antioxidants like beta carotene, bioflavonoids, copper, cysteine, glutathione. Okay, they can also protect the athlete's body against any oxidative stress damage. But again, you should not overuse these antioxidants as well. Okay. Items to improve performance, we will see in next class. So far, we have discussed the basics. Okay.